Every day, thousands of construction workers injure themselves in this, one of the most dangerous of professions. Just a minor slip on a job site, and a worker could find himself in deep trouble. Of course, some machines are more dangerous than others. Meet the Ingersoll Rand, a 4-ton steamroller. It has only one job: to squash things flat. This is the story of how, against all odds, a mere man was able to take on the full force of the steamroller and survive. Meet Andrew Jepson, from Wolverhampton, England, a construction worker who builds parking lots.
I used to set out line levels for the car park there that we were building.
Heathrow Airport, London, January 20th, 1998. It was a normal workday for Andrew Jepson, except that it was busier than usual, and Andrew found himself distracted by all the commotion.
It was a fairly busy site, yeah, when I was there. There was a lot of work going on in different sections, a lot of machinery, quite a noisy site with the constant stream of jumbo jets coming in one after another.
With all the noise around him, Andrew was unaware of a steamroller working behind him. He'd been sick, and this was his first day back at work.
And my head was like spinning a bit.
Andrew was giving instructions to one of his crew, oblivious to the steamroller that was now heading toward him. Making matters even worse, the driver's jacket was jamming the controls. He was powerless to stop the machine.
He said he got his coat stuck on the lever. Next thing I know, I looked down at my foot and saw that the roller was on my foot.
Andrew Jepson was helpless as his entire body was pulled down underneath the 4-ton roller. It took less than 15 seconds for the machine to roll the length of Jepson's body, inch by excruciating inch. To give us an idea of the pressure involved, we asked our science expert, Dr. John Kilcoyne, to demonstrate using a steamroller on 150 pounds of chicken, exactly Andrew's weight.
This is a 4-ton roller, but it has a device which increases its mass to 11 tons. Based upon that, it would exert a pressure of around 20 times normal atmospheric pressure. That would squash the human body. That's the kind of pressure that would be on him. Well, if we assume the roller started at his feet, as it went up his legs, the fluid parts of his body would behave rather like a tube of toothpaste, with the toothpaste moving in front of the roller, and all his internal organs, his liver and kidneys, would probably burst open.
And yet, despite enduring that incredible force, miraculously, Andrew's body began to move.
After it left me, I immediately got up to my feet and started cursing and swearing at the roller driver. He jumped off the back of the roller and got me down on the ground, put me in the recovery position.
Andrew didn't realize it, but his lungs had been punctured.
I had several broken ribs and severe bruising around my groin region, and looked like I had a pair of black pants on.
But how could Andrew possibly have survived something like this? You would think the only logical explanation would be that the ground was soft and he was simply squeezed into it as the steamroller pressed over him.
No, it was compacted hardcore. There was no giving it whatsoever.
In other words, a gravel base that had just been laid for the new parking lot and would appear to have very little give. And still, he survived. After a couple of days in the hospital, Andrew was back on his own 2 feet and back at work.
Yeah, surprised looking back at it now, but at the time it was just something. I felt like I had to fight the roller as it was going over me.
Andrew claimed he withstood the force of 8,000 pounds of construction equipment. What do you think? Is it possible? We'll tell you at the end of the show. So that leaves us with Mr. Andrew Jepson, run over by a steamroller and lived to tell the tale. Could this really be true? Could the very machine designed to flatten everything in its path actually fail to flatten a man? Yes, it can. Andrew is flattened completely from head to toe and lives on. This amazing story hit British headlines in 1998, and Andrew's incredible survival astonished all. So do any side effects of this brutal encounter with the steamroller remain?
I tend to feel the cold a bit more in my bones in the winter, and just pain in my foot really, where the roller made its first impact. I get a lot of pain in my foot. I can't explain how I managed to survive it. It's just...
His tale defies belief, but is completely true. It actually did happen. That's all for this show. We hope you guessed right. If not, don't despair. Another chance to test your judgment is coming soon on the next episode of Urban Legends.